I hear my phone buzz. Someone added me. Human. Profile picture normal. Friendly. Smiling. I don't recognize the username. I accept, thinking maybe it's someone new. The next day, a snap. My living room. Taken from outside. I'm cooking. Caption. I see everything. I shrug. Maybe a mistake. A neighbor. Or maybe one of my friends pranking me. They are known for sick jokes like this one, so I brush it off as just one of their sick pranks. I have to admit I forgot about the incident until I woke up tomorrow. Another snap. Bedroom. Me asleep. Caption. Sweet dreams. I was getting really creeped out. I lock the doors. Twice. Windows. Everything. But it doesn't stop. Bathroom. Shower. Towel around my waist. Snap. Caption. I like you like this. I feel my stomach twist. My pulse spikes. My chest tightens. Every snap worse. My routine, my life, my breathing, they know it all. I start noticing small things. My locks. Tampered with. Footsteps when I'm alone. The smell of unfamiliar male perfume in the air. Always faint. But always there. Like someone has been in my apartment or is probably hiding in there. I had no proof, neither did I have enough money to buy security cameras. Until one day I texted the account directly. What do you want? I am fucking reporting you to the cops, stop. Surprisingly, the account responded in seconds. I expected begging. Some kind of explanation. Fear. Or them to completely stop creeping me out and being this psychotic. But the outcome was far worse than what I expected it to be. You shouldn't have done that. Now get prepared for the outcome of your actions. I just stared at the message, my blood going completely cold. My hands were shaking in fear. And then ping. Another message. My heart was pounding out of my chest. My hands began to shake more. I barely could hold the phone. I kept looking around my apartment, hoping to find any emergency exit or things that could possibly save me, but I opened the message. I knew deep down I had no other option. But to open his message, see you soon and closer than you think. I could barely stand. I was shaking so hard. Hours passed since he sent me the message. I was thinking nothing will happen. As my brain began to calm down, realizing if nothing happened by now, it won't happen at all. I watched a movie to calm myself down, till I went to have a hot shower to really get my mind off of this situation. But then I hear it, a creak, deliberate, slow, heavy. I'm shaking, my towel slipping, heart pounding like it wants to escape. Before I can move, strong hands clamp over my mouth. He's human, calm, controlled, but heavy, pressing me down. Knife in hand, thin, sharp, shiny. First cut, shoulder. Hot pain, sharp. I taste iron. My blood fills my mouth. Second cut, thigh. Sticky, metallic. It's everywhere. I try to kick. He presses harder. I feel the knife sliding under my ribs, grazing muscle. I scream. Nothing comes out. Cuts continue, precise, measured, each one tearing through skin slowly. Muscle exposed, flesh moving. I feel him under my skin, hands on me, adjusting, shifting, trying to rearrange me. Chest, pain like fire. Every inhale stabs. My lungs burn. He presses down. I can't move. I hear the wet ripping of skin. I taste blood. I choke.
She's quieter now. Not just silent. Quieter. As if something essential has been switched off, like a refrigerator humming in the background that you only notice once it stops. I kneel beside her again. Not to check for life. I already know. To observe. There's a difference. People think death changes the room instantly. It doesn't. The room resists it for a while. The air still carries the warmth of breath that isn't coming back. The walls still hold echoes of movement. It takes time for absence to settle in. I like that part. The in-between. Where she is no longer here, but the world hasn't accepted it yet. Her eyes are open. I lean closer and study them. They're not afraid anymore. Fear needs a future to exist. She doesn't have one. I tilt my head slightly. I tried to show you, I murmur. And that's true. The photos weren't threats. They were invitations. Little cracks in her reality. I wanted to see when she would finally understand. When she would stop pretending the world was stable. But she kept patching the cracks with denial. Double-checking locks. Closing curtains. Moving through her routines like ritual could save her. That disappointed me. Not because she didn't fight, because she didn't see. There's something sacred about awareness. Most people drift through their lives half asleep. They think safety is real. They think walls mean protection. They think being alone is a physical state. It isn't. Alone is an illusion. I stand and walk into her bedroom. The bed is still unmade. A strand of her hair on the pillow. I pick it up and hold it between my fingers. Such fragile architecture, the human body. Skin, nerves, thought. All of it convinced it's permanent. I don't feel rage. That's the part that confuses people. Rage is sloppy. This was not sloppy. This was patient. Weeks of watching her live without knowing she was being studied. Weeks of cataloging the way she moved, the way she hesitated before turning off lights. She always paused for half a second in the hallway, as if expecting something. That pause fascinated me. It meant she felt the gap, the space where something could happen. She just never filled it with the right conclusion. I walked back into the living room. The clock ticks. Ordinary. I imagine the morning. Neighbors waking up. Sunlight pushing through blinds. Someone knocking on the door when she doesn't answer. The confusion. The disbelief. People love disbelief. It protects them. It can't happen here. It doesn't make sense. It's random. It wasn't random. Nothing about it was random. She was selected because she was receptive. There's a frequency certain people emit. A quiet vulnerability. Not weakness. Openness. They move through the world slightly unsure of its edges. She was like that. Edges blur around people like that. I step back toward her and crouch again. I study her hand. The fingers are slightly curled, as if still holding on to something invisible. Do you understand now? I whisper. Of course she doesn't. But that's fine. Understanding was never for her. It's for me. People assume a motive must be emotional. Jealousy. Obsession. Revenge. That's primitive. My motive is structural. When I watch someone long enough, I start to see the fault lines. Tiny fractures in their sense of control. And I wonder what would happen if pressure was applied at exactly the right place. It's not about ending a life. It's about revealing what was already fragile. She believed in routines, in locks, in notifications, in the idea that danger announces itself loudly. But real danger is quiet. It integrates. It becomes background noise. Like me, I was background noise. In her phone, in her hallway, in the subtle shift of air when she walked into a room. She felt it. That's why she started checking the door twice. That's why her breathing changed at night. I heard it through the floorboards once. The way her breath would hitch for no reason. She sensed the pattern forming. She just didn't know how close it was. That's what fascinates me. The human mind will notice something is wrong, but it will invent softer explanations. Wind, imagination, stress. It will do anything to avoid the truth. The truth being, you are never as alone as you think. I stand up slowly. The house feels smaller now, like it's exhaling. I don't take anything with me. I don't need souvenirs. Memory is enough. The real trophy is the transformation. Weeks ago, she moved freely in this space. Tonight, this space defines her. Stillness where there was motion. Silence where there was breath. I walk toward the door and place my hand on the handle. There's a moment I always appreciate. Right before leaving. When the world outside continues as if nothing inside has changed. Cars pass. Streetlights hum. Somewhere a dog barks. Normalcy is the most disturbing thing of all, because it proves how thin everything is. How easily a life collapses without shaking the larger structure. I open the door. Cool air brushes my face. I pause and look back one last time. She doesn't look like a person anymore. She looks like an outcome, a conclusion, and I feel something settle inside me. Not satisfaction, not pleasure, completion. As I step outside and close the door softly behind me, I realize something that always feels almost poetic. She spent weeks afraid of something unknown. In the end, what she feared wasn't chaos. It was inevitability. And the most unsettling part? Tomorrow, somewhere else, I'll hear that frequency again. That faint hum of someone who thinks they are safe. And I will listen, quietly, patiently, until the world tilts for them too.